Mm. That's amazing. I think one of your biggest strengths or superpower is that contentment bit. I think the fact that, and that's one thing I've had to learn. And to be honest, I've become so content that things don't move me. I had to kill this FOMO, this fear of missing out,
Yeah.
this fear of trying to, or I never really had the personality of trying to keep up with the Joneses anyway. It could
Mm.
be a confidence thing, as the fact that I just thought, even the Joneses are broke.
Uh,
If
Absolutely.
only you knew. If only you knew. So, I never had a reason to fit into that facade, but I have made quite my own share of money mistakes. I think the biggest problem I had was that trust thing,
Mm.
trusting the funds in the wrong
Mm.
place, basically. And it's important that you said that you trusted people, especially the ones that come as Christians.
Yes.
You let your guard down. I think some of them even go ahead and I mean, there was a company like this, they even call their name Divine or something, Divine or Agape or something. Those. When I see companies like that, for me, it's not. It just gives me red flags. So my question is this:
Mm.
you said one of the reasons why that one of the your business ventures failed or your collaboration failed was because you trusted
Yeah.
someone that you felt was a Christian,
Yeah.
and so you let your guard down. And the other example you gave us the fact that lack of due
Yes.
diligence. And even if you did your due diligence, let's be honest, you didn't know enough about the industry
Yes.
to even know what sort of due diligence you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So when you lost it all, were you dejected? Have you ever counseled in your line of work anybody that has lost, maybe they lost their entire net worth
Yes.
or even were in debt and it left and it was such a traumatic time for them? Have you ever counseled someone like that? Have you ever had such experiences? And my question is, how did you take them through they say 7 levels of grief or whatever. How did you take them through all of that experience and how did they come out on top?
So because of my work, I sit with HNIs regularly.
Hmm.
I've worked with billionaires who lost all.
Oh.
You're a billionaire, and then you have, I mean, a garage that was full of, all kinds of cars, and then you now move to having nothing, to a place where you are taking the pill, you're going to kill yourself. All
Oh.
right. So I have worked with those level. I've worked with someone who took a lot of money for a building project, and then only to realize that everything they paid for, I mean, the documentation was not real and literally lost all. So I sit with those kind of people regularly. Now, it can be very devastating because there are people who don't mind. They have no name, they have no reputation, they have no family. They don't mind whatever happens to their name. My father taught me about your name being all you have. That once your name is messed up, it's almost impossible to recover. Right? That was the mentality I grew up to have. And that's the greatest fear that many of my clients have, to say, Praise, I've built this reputation over the years, right? Look at me. Where am I even going to start from? And a lot of them are bitter about so many things. They are bitter about the people that they gave the bulk of the money to, who were nowhere to be found to assist them. They are bitter about people who maybe prophesy to say, go ahead, God is with you on this transaction, and the transaction didn't work. They are bitter. And unfortunately, when you are bitter and you can externalize the bitterness, it's better than when you are bitter with different people, but you can't even tell them because of the role they occupy in your life.
Mm.
So I've met people at this level who literally have become a shadow of themselves, right? And I have had to walk some of them back to, in fact, I have a client who says to me that, Praise, the only thing you did for me was to remind me of who I was, because I'd totally forgotten that I was the same
Mm.
person that generated. Because you see, what losses take away from you? Loss is always competing with your identity. Once it grabs your identity and it ropes your identity into that loss, you are finished.